Hello everyone, and welcome back. Now, last time, quite literally, we were here. It was the April Dev Diary. Now we're at the May, and to that of Jurassic June, or Pride Month, whichever fits for you. And yeah, let's just get started. I will say I am sorry for being away for at least since the last Dev Diary. Anyways, let's move on and get into this. And I will say that for June, hopefully, I will be able to upload more content on Dinosaur Wise. So, hopefully. Anyways, welcome to the May Development Update. In this Dev Diary, we'll be showcasing a selection of development highlights from May and talking a bit more about our goals for the animal overhaul. There's quite a bit to get through, so let's get to it. Yeah, I agree. Let's get to it. And we can already see Acrocanthosaurus in its leucistic and albinism genetics, but we will get to that pretty shortly. I will tell you the truth, I did skim this a bit. I didn't read any of it, I did skim it. But I'm still going to be surprised of what they say. Where we're at! Both Update 8 and Update 9 have been progressing well on all fronts over the past month. Many players have been eagerly waiting for a better look at the animal overhaul. And while we do have more news to share, quite a lot of it is related to the back-end programming side of things. The current iteration of our animals, the ones in the public game, were built to rigid architecture that made it difficult to add new behaviors. In the new system, we are building the AI modularity. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, I'm having trouble. Creating sets of emergent behaviors that can be turned on and off depending on the species. Our goal here is to put a high focus on animal reactivity and social interaction, though multiple layers of decision making. This means that animals become far more reactive to their environments and the creatures that they are housed with. For example, a T-Rex may cause a Dryosaurus to flee while your Triceratops holds its ground. Yes! I'm fine with that. Because that's how animals should react. When it's a Dryosaurus, they are literally built for speed. So they have to flight or fight. And they don't have the stuff to fight a predator such as T-Rex. So they have to fly, or in this case, flee. Same thing. While Triceratops, they're a bit different. They will hold their ground. These guys are not tanks, but they're literally walking spikes. And they hold their ground. And if they really need to, in a dire situation, they will run. And you do see that in other animals as well. Like for elephants. Elephants is a great example because their tusks are somewhat like the Triceratops horns. A rhino could be another good example of it as well. It would probably be the better example. But in terms of a group, the elephant would probably be a better one. Unless you're going to talk about the southern white rhinoceros, I can't really say northern, but actually just white rhinoceros in general, since they're a little bit more social than the black rhinoceroses. But I love this. So if you put a T-Rex with a Dryosaurus, they will run. It's their best defense. And Triceratops will hold its ground. Elephants do the same thing with lions, and so do rhinos. Rhinos will usually hold their ground when it comes to a lion, unless in a dire situation, then they're going to have to run. But usually, they hold their ground. Same thing with elephants. Elephants will hold their ground unless they're in a dire situation. Then they'll have to run. Alright, we can't click on the photo, so that's a shame, but oh well. As it currently stands, we are expecting development on this stage of the animal overhaul to wrap up towards the end of June. There have been a lot of changes under the hood with dozens of new variables at play, many of which will need to be tuned and adjusted to ensure everything responds the way it's intended. Because of this, the team would like to release Update 8 in July to provide an extra period to polish and development. We thank you for your patience, and we look forward to sharing more previews as we get closer to the release. You take all the time that you need just to get everything polished and developed by the time we get the update. Genetic mutations. Yes, we're getting them. Since the last blog post, as you all know, we've been setting up the genetic mutation data for more and more of our species. Today, we'd like to show off how much variety can be achieved within a single skin from the same animal. With some basic masks and clever shaders, this has all been achieved procedurally. I am glad I said that right. And this is something that we can click. So as we see here, this albino skin is a bit more pink, like a pinkish brown. This one is full on white, and this one is the same as the first one, but it has the mask and spots. So that's pretty cool. Leucistic, it will have different colorations of the different colors of different colors of white, like cream, beige, white, vanilla, all that. Same thing for them. Same thing, but with no regular dark pigment. And I really have to say my favorite skin out of these three in the Leucistic would have to be, and I'm probably not going to get liked on by this, but my favorite one is going to have to be this one. I really like this one because it shows a little bit of a more difference between these two. These two look almost exactly the same. Now, of course, the skin here, this white skin here, they're not the same, but they look more so the same than this one. And then there's Menalistic, which means they're full on black, but you can still see some stripes or spots like black leopards or jaguars if they're shining up to the sun. If they're in the shade, you don't really see it. Not only that, but the different eye colors will be resulted in these three different genetic mutations. Albinos will have more so of pink eyes. Leucistics will have more of bluish gray, or around like blue eyes. And Menalistic, probably yellow, or in a rare occurrence green, but more so yellow. But these are really good. Anyways, let's move on. There's so much variety that it's basically impossible to get the exact same variation during a regular playthrough. To showcase this in real time, you can see us cycling through Menalistic, Albino, and Leucistic values at random on our Smilodon. We hope this will help players get even more attached to a specific animal. Okay, so it's Menalistic. This is Albino. That's Leucistic. Still Leucistic. And you can definitely see the different color of the eyes too. If you look really closely, there's a different coloration of the eye. The Leucistic and the albinism look almost exactly the same, but the eye color does change a bit when it goes to Leucistic. Just a bit, not too much. Oh, but that's so cool. That's really cool. I really love seeing genetic mutations on cats. I love cats. I know I'm always saying to myself, I do love animals and I do like dogs. But man, I love cats. Especially big cats. I love big cats. If they were still alive today, these guys would be my favorites. Anyways, moving on. As much as I don't want to, we move on. Land value. In the previous Dev Diary, we touched on the land value system coming in Update 8. Since then, we've introduced a dynamic... I don't know if I can say that. Occlusion? Occlusion, I think that's what it is. A dynamic occlusion mechanic to help players combat the negative effects on power generators. This is part of a new tab in the management view, allowing you to visualize trouble spots in the park. Temporarily UI seen below. Let's see if it'll actually work. Yeah, there's no volume to it. Basically, it's just the same way as Planet Zoo, I guess. Yeah, look at that. So it's not the same as Planet Zoo, at least not entirely. But it's like if you place something down there and it's like, for management wise, then if you put like vegetation or at least other buildings to block it off, then you'll get less of a negative effect, which is great. And I wish Planet Zoo did that too, but they don't. And these guys are doing so much better. I love it. All right. In the example above, you can see how blocking. We were just saying this. I don't even think I need to read that. The next animal. Oh gosh. To catch a glimpse of our next upcoming animal, you might want to follow the sound of its peculiar chirps, caws, and rattly barks. Be warned though, that sickle claw means like it can pack more than a punch. Keep an eye out in June for the full unveiling of this species. We can't wait to see all of its wonderful animations and personality. I am going to go out on a limb here and say it is Velociraptor. I am definitely going to say it's... I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say it's Velociraptor. I don't really think it would be Deinonychus or... Yeah, no, I don't really think it would be Deinonychus. If I remember if that was one of the choices for the raptors. But I really do believe that this is Velociraptor. Mainly due to the size of its foot compared to that rock. But then again, well, actually, no. Well, just it depends, because, you know, that could be a very big rock, but they just shrunk it all the way down. So it depends. I don't know. You know what? I'm still going to go with it and say it is Velociraptor. If not, then it's Deinonychus. All right. What's in the pipeline? Let's talk about Update 9. The one that's coming after the animal overhaul. Last month, we briefly touched on the new species coming in this release, and today, we'd like to explore the primary theme of this update, the grassland biome. Yes, the grassland biome is finally coming to Prehistoric Kingdom, and we're absolutely in love with it. 21 brand new plants are included, providing classic staples such as the beloved acacia and marula tree, alongside a dozen placeable grass types such as Triodia, pampas, and elephant grass. Elephant grass. I love elephant grass. I love it. In the Injacatherium, not the Injacatherium, the Paraceratherium looks well done with this habitat. I really love how it looks with this habitat. It looks, oh my gosh, I love it. I really love it. Could I make something like this? Oh, I wish. I would try, but oh my gosh, not as beautiful as that. I love it. Oh, especially this. What the heck? Oh, that's such a good image right there. I love it. It's such a good image. It's like seeing two giraffes and seeing either a lion or a leopard there, and just like, oh my gosh. I love it! All right, let's move on before I get caught up into it. Community Spotlight. This one was taken by Acro Giga 2004. Reminds me of Jurassic Park, which, by the way, is their 30th anniversary. So, well done. The temple, the ancient ruins of Tarbosaurus Valley. Let's go with that. I'm not, of course, I don't think it's called that, but that wouldn't be such a bad name to use, though. But this one was created by Noah 2002. You did a very marvelous job. And this picture of a Camarasaurus looking like it's in the redwoods. That's a great shot. I really love that. And that is by Gemini 98. That is a beautiful shot. Well done. Well done, you three. Well done. Thank you for reading May's Dev Diary. After Update 8, please look forward to a more holistic showcase in the future with a look at our finished grassland map set in Tanzania. There's so much more that the team's been working on behind the scenes these past few months, and we can't wait to unveil more throughout the year. Once again, thank you for your patience. We hope to share more with you soon. Just before we go, we'd also like to wish everyone a happy and safe Pride Month. Until next time, the PK team. Also to those of the Jurassic community, Jurassic Month. I really do love this Dev Diary because I think it showed more of the beauty of Prehistoric Kingdom and of what is yet to come, which will be even more beautiful in the future. And if you enjoyed this Dev Diary as much as I, because you definitely know I was gleeing like a little schoolgirl, or just very excited, or just like a little boy waiting for the next video game to come, the next big video game to come out. Oh my gosh. Okay, the little girl one was pretty funnier, but you can't blame me. This was such a beautiful Dev Diary, and I really do appreciate Prehistoric Kingdom for all that they do, for all the hard work that they do. They're amazing. I give a round of applause to you, as I always do. But like they said, until next time, see you later.